Right, so I'm just making a follow-up video to the earlier review that I had posted. So I got a lot of comments, a lot of likes, a lot of views, and I felt that I should continue the conversation and try to answer the questions that were asked. So one thing that came up in the comments was about if you're tall. So yeah, I mean the seat doesn't go very much at the back, so that is something that I would definitely recommend for tall people, like 6 feet and above. Just be aware of that. When you take the test drive, adjust the seat to your comfort and see if the car is fine for you. That's just something that you need to check if you're a little bit on the taller side, because in the Honda City, strangely, I never faced this issue. The seat goes really at the back, so it is easier to stretch your legs. So that's just something that you should check it out. And obviously, depending on your height, you can take that call for that one. Another thing that was asked was about the noise. I think there's a lot of discussion in these Facebook groups and even otherwise on the noise of the engine. So look, guys, the noise of the engine is not a deal breaker. I said that even in my earlier video. It's not something too bad, but it's just that there are cars out there with a more silent engine, and the noise is also a little bit sporty, so you might even enjoy that. So I'm just going around in the city, just looking for opportunities to give you an idea of what the noise is like. It's a little bit sporty, so even people who have driven the Honda City will also know that even the Honda City has that rev happy engine, and you get great pickup, and whenever you get that great pickup, it is accompanied by a little bit sound from the engine. And it's some people, like, I don't mind that sound. I find it a little sporty and fun to drive, but my wife, for example, she finds it annoying. So that's something that you have to take a personal call on. I will try to show y'all guys how that noise kicks in, but it's not that bad in my opinion. And I've noticed it comes around the 2000 rpm, and once you cross 2000 rpm, around that time it starts kicking in. So I'm right now in D mode, and let's see if I get a chance. In fact, the noise is not even that bad that I am going to immediately go and do the damping solution. That was something that I was thinking about it, and I'm going to ask a few people about it, and I might do it, but it's not even that bad that I kind of have to consider that. It's something that I will check out. So for example, now I'm trying to just take a pickup. I think y'all can see the RPM dial, and hopefully it's showing in the video. I don't know how it comes. It's quite quiet. The issue, I think, when I had driven it on the highway and when I was going on ghats and on inclines with a very full load with people, I felt that time the noise was a little bit more, because the engine had to strain a little bit more while going uphill on a full load. But you can see for yourself, like in city driving right now, I'm the only one. It's no issue at all. It's not a deal breaker at all. But I would say, yeah, it is a little bit more louder than its competition. And yeah, just trying to think about what all other comments were and what other questions were there in that. A lot of people were asking about the comparison between a 1.5 turbo and the turbo engines that the competition is offering. See, I think whatever I've seen reviews, the turbo engine will definitely be much more better in pickup. But see, this pickup is when you're going inline. If you're doing a drag race, if you're one of those people in the movies who are doing this straight line race, that's where you'll feel that much difference. But if you're driving in city, even if you're driving in highway, you don't really feel it, because it's not like you are at the start line and you just bang on the accelerator and you just zoom off. It doesn't work that way in real life. So it's a very practical car, let me tell you that. It will give you great pickup. I'm trying to get some patches where I can give you the sense of the pickup, but I'm in the city, so I don't want to risk it. Maybe later if I get it. So see, now if I'm taking that aggressive, a little bit aggressive pickup, the engine is making more noise, and it's not kind of coordinating with that much amount of movement in the car. So that's what I meant by sometimes it gets a little noisy. Like now, yeah, this is it. And so now let's try doing this similar kind of pickup on the sports mode. In the sports mode, yeah, the engine does get more noisy, because what happens is, in the sports mode, once you put it, the engine is not, I mean, the gears don't change that quickly, and the car tends to hold on to a particular gear to give you that better pickup, and that's when I think that's when you will experience the sound. So I don't know how it's translating into videos, but I can definitely hear it. In lower speeds, it's very sporty, I think. It's not, but in higher speeds, sometimes that sound is also not, it's not from, I don't know why, but I think when you go on a higher speed, the sound changes from sporty sound to a little bit like straining sound. But right now I'm in sports mode, and I think I might just get some, yeah, you go, you see, you can see that, you can hear that sound. There's a Range Rover with a very VIP number over here, who's not letting me overtake. But this is on sports mode, and this is when you really want to enjoy the car. You can, that's just trying to give you the feel of the sound. Another thing people were asking, that is it, they were very concerned that it being a 1.5 naturally aspirated engine, does it give sufficient power? So I just tried to add a little bit more information that it has sufficient power. You will not, it's perfectly a very powerful car to drive, and it's fun to drive. It's not like you will feel bored, or you will feel like, hey, what is this engine? It's not giving me that push that I need. So that's not the case. You will get the push. One more thing, people were asking that why did you go with a CVT and not with a manual? So I've had a manual car. I've had a manual Honda City for 8 years. I've driven it, and you do enjoy it, but I think now I'm kind of got a little bit tired of driving a manual in traffic. Like, for example, it's a Saturday, it's not even a work day, and this is just a normal day in Pune, where you are bound to encounter this. And if you have a manual, you keep putting in first, and you keep putting in pressing the clutch. Whereas if you're in automatic CVT, it's so beautiful, like, it's so comfortable. You don't have to worry about any of that. You just put your leg on the brake, and because of the crawl feature of a CVT, whenever you release your leg from the brake, the car will crawl ahead, and that's how you get through traffic. So I really find that something very comfortable, and I feel it's worth the sacrifice of not having that manual control over the gearbox. But yeah, if you're somebody who really, you're living in an area where, I don't know how it's possible in India, but if you're living in an area where there is not much traffic, or you're frequently going on the highways, and you want to enjoy a manual feel of the car, then go for it. Whatever I've heard, the manual gearbox is very slick of this car, and the Honda engines are designed in such a way, they are designed to rev. Like, man, with my City, I really rev that car a lot. I really drove it for fun more than for practicality, and I really enjoyed it. So for 8 years, I was driving it just to have a lot of fun, and I was very lenient with the accelerator. Like, I used to really sort of rev the engine, and even after 8 years, the car is fine. Like, that's where the kind of reliability with a Honda car has set into my mind. That, man, I've driven that car sometimes very rashly, and the car works fine. It's never given me any problem whatsoever, except for the servicing. They say that you buy a Japanese car and you just service it, and that's it. You don't have to take it to the showroom for any other reason, and that's what I love about Honda as a brand. And sometimes I mean, as a customer, that's my perspective, right? I don't have that confidence with a Hyundai or a Kia or any of the Koreans. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm wrong, but that's just how that's just the impression that has come into my mind. But yeah, so this is in the city with a little bit. So I'm in sports mode now. You can see the engine is a little bit, it makes its presence felt, but it's fun, it's sporty. And for people who absolutely want a silent engine, a quiet engine, maybe you could consider damping or your cabin a little bit. I must say that people also ask me about tire noise and road noise and all that. I didn't find any such thing. Maybe just a normal road noise, tire noise that comes in, that's about it. I did not find any. So I think the cabin is silent. I think the cabin is silent that way. It's just that the engine, maybe a little bit insulation for the engine would do the job. Some things that I think about while I'm waiting at the signal is some small touches of the car. It has got really nice interiors. I have right now put the mobile using a strap, so I can't really turn much and show you, but the interiors, if you look at other videos, it's very nice, it's very premium, very plush interiors. Panel gaps is an issue. I have seen photos of people showing panel gaps in some of their cars. I haven't encountered any such panel gaps, and honestly I don't look at this, these details don't catch my eye that easily. So I will look at it once and let you all guys know if I found any panel gaps, but otherwise it feels well put together. I like the interiors. It's something that it's a place I would like to be. It's more open than the other cars. Like, I know, for example, in the Kia they have this black interiors, and even those interiors are good, but honestly when I sit in that black, I feel a little bit claustrophobic, a little bit. The car feels more compact, but here you feel it's more open. And the visibility is so beautiful. There is plenty of light coming in from everywhere, and now you have this sunroof also if you really want that much extra light. So in spite of not having a full sunroof, and I feel you get a very open feeling in this car, and that's definitely a plus point. Some other things that are good is that they have these automatic headlights. So the moment you pass through a tunnel, or when it gets dark, instantly you'll find the headlights come into action. They also have auto high beam, so it's supposed to, what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to put the headlights automatically on high beam if there are no cars ahead. Practically, guys, in the city I haven't seen it kick in, because in the city there are always cars ahead, right? So I think that's why it doesn't kick in, and it doesn't really put it into high beam, because there are always, you'll never find the road that empty. But if you do, yes, it does work. If the road is empty, ongoing traffic is not there, and you have a open patch over there, so it does give you that full beam switch automatically. And that's just a nice touch. I don't know if it's a must-have feature, just a nice touch, something cool to have. It automatically goes into high beam, and then the moment if a car approaches from there, it will go into low beam. Something more about the headlights. Man, the headlights of this car are superb. The other car that I've used is 8 years old, so I'm not in touch with the latest technology, but I find the headlights of this so good. If you put it in high beam in the night, it gives you great visibility. That's one of the plus points of this car. I think the headlights are very, very, very good. So one thing I wish there was those auto rain sensing wipers. That is not there. That's a miss. That's we are talking about creature comforts, and we are being picky here. So the auto sensing rain wipers is definitely something. It's something good, right? Many times you on the wiper when it rains, and once the rain stops, you forget to switch off the wiper, and after some time you realize that you let it go on the windshield even though it wasn't raining. So I wish they had given that rain sensing wiper. It would have been something great. The car seat, for example, doesn't have ventilation. It's definitely a miss, considering that in summers we do have, it gets a little hot, but up till now whatever I've driven is just like 2-3 weeks, and it's a nice climate, so I've not really missed it that much. But I am assuming and I'm guessing that that's something that I would be missing once we go ahead into the summers. That is something I figure that it might be missing out on. Okay, so this is just to give you all guys a little bit of feel of the drive in the city. We are now coming into a little bit highway, old highway area. So let's see, I can actually put in the adaptive cruise control also to just show you. So adaptive cruise control, if you are going above 30 kilometers per hour, that's when you can kick it in. It doesn't work below 30 kilometers per hour. So yeah, this I can just quickly set it for you and show. So there you go. It's now an adaptive cruise control. People were asking me that, oh, in adaptive cruise control the car really just jumps forward, and that will happen if the target speed is higher than your current speed. So let's say if right now it's 30, so it's going to maintain the speed. But if I put it on 70, and let's say that tempo moved on the side, and because the target speed is that much higher, it's at 70 kilometers and I am going at 30, so that's when the car takes acceleration, and I think that's a little risky. I would say don't keep your target speed much higher than your current speed. Yeah, so now you saw that as soon as the car went below 25 kilometers per hour, it beeped and it exited the adaptive cruise control. So that's when it says, boss, I can't handle it. I'm going. I know the Honda City, the top variant of the Honda City, has the low speed follow through feature, wherein it even sticks to the adaptive cruise control in lower speeds, and I wish they had put that in this car as well. I'm telling you, if the company tells me, you pay a little bit extra and we will actually install that, because the hardware is there, right? It's just a software update, and obviously they have to fine tune it for the Elevate. So if the company ever comes up with that, I will go for it. I will pay the little extra money and I will tell them, give me the low speed follow through the city adaptive cruise control as well, so that I could use it even if it goes below 25 kilometers per hour. But on the highway it works beautifully, and in the city, I already mentioned this, in good patches you can use. For example, in this road I could use it. It's actually an old highway that is passing through the city, so I can use it. And here, if you see, I can now relax my leg. I am not putting the brake, not putting the accelerator. Some things you need to watch out is the target speed. Don't keep the target speed much higher than your normal speed. So now again I encountered this, it has exited. So that's when I have to take control of the car. We are at a signal, so it's good that the car stopped. People said about how do you overtake in adaptive cruise control. It's very natural. So if you're in the highway and you are going at 80, 100, whatever on the adaptive cruise control, you put the indicator on, so the car automatically understands, okay, this guy is changing lanes, so he wants to overtake. And once you move a little bit on the left side and the other lane doesn't have a car ahead, so the car will automatically accelerate a little bit. So let's say if you're going at 70 and if your target speed is at around 80, 90, the car will accelerate without any problem. I wish I could show that to you all guys. We are not really on the expressway right now, although I do have another video in which you could check it out. Maybe I'll put the link down in the description. But one thing I like about this adaptive cruise control is that, considering Indian conditions, let's say you've put it on that adaptive cruise, and let's say a two-wheeler or somebody just cuts you, the car has understood that this happens over here, and it doesn't jam the brake really bad. And if that would happen, I feel like this would be not that usable. Like the feature wouldn't be usable at all. It wouldn't be practical. But that doesn't happen. and that's why I don't feel afraid to use it at any point of time. After spending some time with it, it's become very easy for me to use it without really bothering. One other big question that I'm getting a lot is about the collision mitigation system. So many people were worried that does it brake a lot often in the cities, and the answer is no, it doesn't. Believe me, I can't switch it off because I don't switch it off every time I start the engine. So that's the thing, you can't switch off the collision mitigation braking system. So that's going to be on every time you start the car. It's going to on it by default, and I don't switch it on or switch it off every time. So I drive in the city and it doesn't have any problem at all. It has really braked. It mainly just gives warning. So now if I go very close to this tempo here, I think I'll try to get the warning over here and just show you. But it's not even coming right now. I don't know how the system judges, but so if I go too close, no warning. I don't know what is the reason, but it's not giving me the warning. But generally it just gives you the warning, that hey, maybe you should drive more responsibly and be a little bit away. And it has braked sometimes. So what I've noticed is if a person is crossing, it brakes, but it doesn't. It's not been, the only time it has braked, I'm glad actually that it actually slowed down the vehicle. It didn't jam the vehicle, it just hit the brake, slowed down the car. And once I took control, once I pressed the brake, it let me take control of the car. So I think this is a well-tuned system. Even the collision mitigation braking system is well-tuned, and I feel very safe using these features. I don't feel like it's a problem at all. And strangely, I'm trying to get the warning now. It's not coming, but yeah, the warning does pop up. It tells you, hey, drive responsibly. I guess that's what it's saying. So this was some other thoughts, guys. I'm just these videos I make, they are very impromptu. I don't have any script or anything in my mind. I just start. So in the previous video, the camera angle wasn't good, I know that, sorry about that, but these are just impromptu videos that I'm making just to share my thoughts, and people are liking them. I'm getting good response, so this is my second one for it. If you like these videos, do hit that like button. It feels a little bit validating that people are liking the content, and maybe I can make some more of it. And if you really want to sort of keep track of the videos I'm posting, then also hit subscribe. That also really helps. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you.